I missed you, Breakfast Burrito. I missed you so much. It's Monday morning, May 5th, and I am on my way to work, my drive to work, which is about a 3.5-hour drive back to Emporia, Kansas. You might know me as Cool Daddy Slick Breeze.
Hey everybody, this is Bobby, Cool Daddy Slick Breeze.
Back in the day working for Dynamic Discs. I left 4 years ago. I have some news to share with you that has me in some mixed emotions. I will be departing from Dynamic Discs effective this week. And you might be thinking, Bobby, make up your mind. You were disc golf, you left disc golf, left Dynamic Discs, then you were back in for Clash Discs, then you went to Shields, you left disc golf, now you're back in disc golf. It's been a crazy last 12, 14 years being in disc golf, and then in the last 4 years leaving disc golf. And now I'm back, and I am more excited than ever. I am so pumped, and I hope that you will enjoy being part of the journey for me here and part of the journey at Dynamic Discs. I got to get to work. I've got 3.5 hours ahead of me on a long, well, it's not that long, but a nice drive. So when I used to make this trip all the time from Emporia, Kansas back home to Oklahoma, this was one of the gas stations I always stopped at. It just was one of those, I knew if I didn't go to the bathroom here, I wouldn't make it. There were times where I had to pull over from here until the next gas station. I would pull over and go to the bathroom. TMI maybe, I don't know, but I've learned my lesson. I always stop at this gas station and go to the bathroom. That's not why I got back on here. What I wanted to say was, to say that I'm excited about coming back to Dynamic Discs is an understatement. But also need to add to that I'm anxious and nervous. I'm not going back to this. I am going back to the same company, but I'm not going back to the same company. Think of it this way. Ask yourself, am I the same person I was 4 years ago? You might be saying that's just a dumb question, but think about it really. Were you in the same stage of life? Were you in the same mindset that you were 4-5 years ago? I bet you the answer is no. There's some things that are different. There's probably a lot of things that are different. I know at the core that there are still passionate people. At the core, there's still the mission and vision of growing the sport of disc golf. My objective when I get there is to learn more about what's going on and learn how to see if that just needs to be brought back, see if that needs to be reinvigorated, and then amplify what I know is already there. And I'm anxious to get it started. I may get there and it may be a huge challenge. I may get there, it may not be a challenge at all. It's just been sitting there dormant, waiting for the people to see it. I think that's one of the things that's been missing, is that people aren't seeing what's going on behind the scenes. They only see the headlines.
You know, it becomes this thing where you can only bleed money for so long, no matter how much money you have. You could be worth $1 billion, and if you're just losing hundreds of thousands a month, eventually you're going to say, okay, this is enough.
Today, I wanted to do a deep dive about what is going on with the Emporia Country Club and DD as a whole, because there's a lot that I think a lot of people do not know about.
Dynamic Disc is going to go out of business in 2025.
And they only make speculations based on things they've seen, the outside rather than on the inside. And that's what I want to bring in, is the transparency to show that we are all still about growing the sport of disc golf. Just pulled into Dynamic Discs headquarters. I'm feeling like super pumped, but I'm also feeling very nervous. I'm going to walk into a brand team meeting, so we'll see how this goes. They know I'm coming. A lot of people already know. So it's not like a big surprise, but this is pretty cool. I'm super excited, very nervous, very surreal, a little overwhelming, but I'll be okay. But it's just so cool to be back. So great to be back. Day 5 of being back here in Emporia. It's a Saturday, and this particular week I've decided to stay over the weekend so I could work some days here in Emporia next week. I'm working back and forth, a little bit in Emporia, a little bit in Oklahoma. Going to see how that works out, but we're going to make it work. Might need y'all's help. I don't know how, but I need y'all's help. One of the things I really enjoyed about Emporia was there's this little Mexican place that made the best breakfast burritos, bacon, egg, and cheese with homemade tortillas. And it's like an old gas station that they turned into a restaurant. And I don't know how long they've been around, but I've known them to be there like when I first started back in 2014, and they are delicious. And of course, I had to get one. Little breakfast burrito ASMR. I mean, first of all, look at it. It's huge. It's warm, so warm. It smells so good. It's huge. Bacon, egg, and cheese. Now you can get it with bacon, egg, and cheese with beans or no beans. I got no beans. No beans. We don't need beans this early in the morning. Know what I'm saying? Look at the. I mean, let's just take a piece of the tortilla. It's so good. It's so. You can taste the homemade. So good. They sell them actually individually. You can buy packs of the homemade tortillas. So we're gonna take a bite on this side. And they make it right there, made to order. Not like these places where you grab a breakfast burrito that's been sitting in under a warmer for, I don't know, who knows how long. Fresh eggs, actual eggs, real eggs, bacon, and then cheese. And then with that homemade tortilla, you can taste the homemadeness. I missed you, breakfast burrito. I missed you so much. One of my most favorite projects that I worked on while I was with Dynamic Discs was the Disc Golf Answer Man podcast. I loved doing that podcast. It was such a cool way to, I mean, at the time there wasn't a lot of podcasts when I first started with me and Eric McCabe. Just a simple question. Hey, Eric McCabe, you're a pro. Let's answer some questions. I was the guy that would ask the questions and he would answer it. And it evolved into something where people were wanting my advice because I was just an average, well, I sucked at disc golf, but I more represented the average guy that played disc golf. Eric represented the pro. Then eventually we had guests on, and then it turned into having Robert McCall part of it. And we just had a great chemistry. It's one of the things that when I decided to come back, I was like, do I bring it back? Because I tried to do it before on my own. And it did okay, but, Eric Oakley was on it. Rob McCall tried to come back, but they just, they had other things going on in life, which I totally understand. And then I had other things going on where I just couldn't maintain it. But now I can bring it back. Now I can bring back Disc Golf Answer Man. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this office and I am going to turn it into more of a podcast room. They have a podcast set up in a great room. It looked really nice. There was just something about it where I wanted to have something a little bit different, a little bit something away from all the offices down there. So we're going to put it up here, see how it does, have some fun with it. We initially thought maybe doing it right here would be cool. So you could see the warehouse in the background. Of course, you can't really see it because the lights are out because no one's here. It's a Saturday. When the lights are on, it's too distracting. There's a big old fan right there and it's moving. It's distracting. And then it's just, the thinking was it would be cool to have like boxes or a disc where you could see a bunch of discs, but you can't really see the disc. You just see these boxes and it's not really the prettiest background. There's a lot of glare, reflection. And so once we set up lights, it was going to be not so good. So decided to do something a little bit different. Thrilled about the placement. I'm gonna have to fix the placement of these microphones. Watch. This is why. See, it's like right in front of my face. It's right. Hold on. Look, it's right in front. It's like right in front of my face. This isn't quite the camera angle. My little pocket is sitting on top of the camera that it's actually going to be. So it's going to be a little bit lower angle, not much, but this is in front of my face. But if I put it right here, then it's in front of the camera. It's right there where you can see it. And it's right at the edge. I might have to put it at the edge and just have them kind of like angle in. I'm going to try that. All right, I think this is it. I think this is going to work. I think what it is this table is a small round table. So maybe the square one or the rectangle one will be better. But I like this because that way when Eric is here, I can talk to Eric and kind of look at him. Whereas if this was a rectangle table, we would be facing this way, and then I'd have to like look at him like this. I don't know, this just feels weird going like this, but then being like this and then going like this. It feels a little more natural. I don't know, what do you guys think? Anyway, I think I'm gonna go with this, but this still feels like this is all in my way. Okay, we'll have to mess with it when we first start recording. All right, I think this is where we're at. I think this is where we're at for now. It might change once we get, now of course we're gonna put something in the background there. That picture is obviously you won't see in the frame, but we're gonna get something. I don't know if we'll paint the wall or get some sort of background in there. I think this will work to get us back started. Okay, I don't know when the first episode will be. I'm thinking I'm gonna put this video out on my channel. This will go out on Monday. I'm thinking we'll record in the next 2 days and then kind of go from there. I'll have to make a form so people can submit their questions and then figure out like interviews with it. And it's cool how the lights kind of turn on as they're like motion activated, which is pretty cool. Anyway, so we're gonna get that figured out, get it started, get a form so people can submit questions, and then figure out the format as far as like, do we interview people? Do we not interview people? I mean, yes, I want to interview people. We got to figure out who we're going to interview first. I'm super excited, super stoked to get it started. For now, my desk is right here in this corner. Still trying to figure out things about where I'm going to be working from. Obviously, I want to be here in the media department so I can work with the brand team. But all the offices are here taken up, which is fine, perfectly fine. I'm just excited to be back. I really don't care where you put me as long as I'm here and able to create some content. Obviously, eventually I'm gonna get out there and do some fun stuff in the warehouse. But for now, taking it one step at a time, having a good time, just having a great time being with everybody, getting to learn about the business, getting the Disc Golf Answer Man started, and then getting some other projects. I do have some other things I got going on. Some really needed things like Trilogy Challenge. We need some promotions on Trilogy Challenge. We need some promotions for some other projects going on. We got some new discs coming out. So lots going on, lots that I'm strategizing, mapping things out, creating campaigns. So super exciting. And I need to go for a walk. I need to get some exercise in. Yeah, buddy. Pretty good little walk, huh?